these patterns were emerging that were really interesting. And basically, I believe these patterns hold true still to this day in probably 90% of real abductions, which is if you're not taken as a child, you're not going to be taken. I really believe that. I believe almost all real abductions start in childhood. And then you're sort of tagged like a deer, you're followed, and you're picked up periodically throughout the years. And I've had abductees look me right in the eye, and say, Tracy, you don't realize this, but the worst part about this is that nobody can stop this. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. No one can stop it. When they want to take me, they're going to come take me, whether they come through the walls or whether they stop my car engine or whatever they do. They have some technology that, as Travis said, is similar to magic in our way of thinking.
Yeah.
And nothing can stop them. So Hopkins ends up writing all of this stuff about the biological component, that it looks like the purpose behind abductions, that they're taking our genetic material and their genetic material, mixing it together, and creating this series of, for want of a better term, hybrids.
Millions of them,
yeah,
right?
In between us and them. It's almost like they're trying different things, and each hybrid is a little bit different. And, that was very disturbing, and it seemed fantastic, and Hopkins knew that people were going to jump all over him for that. Well, I think it's really interesting to note that in the Betty and Barney Hill case, they've recently discovered that the one major detail that was left out of the book, because Barney was a religious man and insisted that they not get into this, is that they took his sperm. Now, in all honesty, if this thing is just a fantasy...
And that was over 40 years ago.
Exactly. If this thing is just a fantasy, to me, that's quite a coincidence. Because if you fantasize... And another thing, by the way, about the fantasy element, George, real abductees don't say, there's the flying saucer. Oh, the alien is taking me on board the flying saucer. They don't use terms like that. They relive the incident in real time. They'll say, I'm going down a hallway. It's cold in here. I don't like it. I want to go. Leave me alone. It's things like that when you're dealing with the real cases. Unfortunately, the skeptics don't understand. It doesn't have this fantasy sci-fi element to it, like somebody's making it up from having seen Invaders from Mars in the 1950s or something. There's a clinical precision, coldness, and reality to the way these beings, whoever they are, do these abductions. They have a purpose. They're going to get it done. They're not going to be especially friendly. They're not going to be especially mean. They're going to take their blood, their tissue, their ova, their sperm, and then they're going to put you back and give you a really powerful post-hypnotic suggestion to forget the whole thing.
Yeah. They're not going to hurt you in terms of they're not out to hurt you, but you know what? Don't stop them from doing what they need to do.
Absolutely. I think everything we've found out about abductions, we've found out against their will. I really don't believe they want us to know very much about anything that they do. And I think that applies to the whole phenomena of sightings, everything else. I think that there's one clear pattern, and this is why some people on the believer side may get mad at me from time to time, but I really don't believe very many of the stories, or any of the stories really, of like contact where they land and they get out and they shake hands with the Air Force and then thousands of people cover up the secret and everything. I really don't believe that. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think that whatever is coming here does not want to land on the White House lawn. It does not want to go on the Larry King show.
Or it would.
Or it would. It does its own thing. It comes and goes at its own choosing, and it uses a extremely advanced technology to help mask its existence.